So Carrie and I have been partnered for 7.5 years. When I was 32, I went to bed one evening fully hearing and woke up profoundly deaf in my right ear. It's a rare autoimmune disease that will cause me to go completely deaf eventually. So Curie is a hearing dog, trained to alert me to 8 specific sounds. She also provides some partial balance support. So the disease that I have destroyed the balance centers in both of my ears. So I used to be a competitive and then professional figure skater, and now I can't walk a straight line. So Curie's primary tasks are as a hearing dog, but she does offer some balance support as well. So it was, as you can imagine, quite a change when I suddenly went deaf, and Curie really gave me back a lot of confidence. Even if she's not cueing to a specific sound, I really use her as a guide when we're in public. So it was pretty difficult to go out in public when I first lost my hearing. It was hard to talk to people, it was hard to hear people, and so I really didn't want to go out very often. And with her, people didn't focus on me, they focused on her and made it really easier for me to talk to people. And I use her as a guide for what's happening and what's going on. She's just been amazing and life-changing.
We are the Wangers, and Kendall and Emma have been a team since 2013. So that's 11 years they have been together. Kendall's Emma's first service dog. So if I go to the way back, we became volunteers actually while we were on the waiting list for Kendall. And that was an amazing experience alone, because for us, our SSD story is not just about the amazing connection between Emma and her dog, but it is really about Susquehanna Service Dogs as a family in our lives. We are just so connected to this organization, and it has brought so much joy and fulfillment into our lives that goes beyond this. So that actually is part of our story too. Emma has a very rare seizure disorder from birth. She does not walk or talk. She is currently 21 years old, but when we got Kendall, she was 10 years old. In terms of Kendall and Emma, we were very concerned because Emma doesn't walk or talk, and even to this day, she doesn't interact a lot with her hands with her dog. That's how we knew that Kendall was truly meant for Emma, because when we did our Meet the Dogs, I was very concerned that Emma was supposed to interact with her dog. And I said, she's not gonna do that. Like, she's not gonna work with her, she can't cue her, how is this gonna work? And I'll never forget, Amanda said, Gwen, the dog will pick the human. And I thought, oh, well, yeah, well, okay, sure. So we put Emma down in a little beach chair so she'd be closer to the ground, and we all stepped back and watched. And when Amanda brought the first dog out, it went very well, it was very nice. But it wasn't like when she brought Kendall out. She brought Kendall out, and Kendall pulled her to Emma, and by the time the little exercise was over, Kendall would not leave Emma, and Amanda couldn't get her to walk away. And Kendall was sitting in a C shape, and Emma had her feet literally propped on Kendall's back. Everybody in the room, it was just, I even get teary talking about it now. Kendall truly chose Emma. And even though this is the most Emma will do, Kendall doesn't need Emma to be anybody but who she is. She will bring toys and just leave them at Emma's lap, knowing Emma will not throw them. They are inseparable. She goes to school every day with Emma. Emma has a lot of seizures, and Kendall is not a seizure response, but we didn't need that. Kendall is more the comfort. She is with Emma at all of her doctor appointments. In school, she'll walk backwards in front of Emma's gait trainer, so encourages Emma. Before Kendall, the PT said she's not going down the hall. She doesn't want to take steps. So once we had Kendall, Kendall was trained to walk backwards for long distances and would get up and lick Emma's face, and she'd go all the way down the hall. So Kendall was immediately incorporated into Emma's IEP, into her therapies, and gosh, the socialization part, we have met, I'm gonna say conservatively in 11 years, conservatively, thousands of people because of Kindle. Because when you go into public and you have special needs, people are afraid to approach you, or they don't know what to say, or they don't want to embarrass anybody. But when you have a dog, the dog is the connection between the person with the disability and the public. But when we're in public sometimes, and there are high school kids, because Emma goes to our local high school, that recognize Emma because of Kindle, and we know for sure that they absolutely would not probably know who Emma is at all in her high school, but everybody knows who Emma is because of her dog. That alone is just, it means the world to us.
So this is Verna. She is a successor dog. My first dog was Coriander. This is Coriander. She was a chocolate lab. And having her in my life made it possible for me to keep working. I was on the verge of retiring on disability. But with her, I was able to finish another 12 years of work until I got to normal retirement age. I considered not getting a successor dog after Coriander. It was hard to think about a different dog after her, but she was really too old. She couldn't work anymore. And when I expressed my doubts about whether I should get a successor dog, my son Nathan told me that he was about to have a baby, my first grandchild. And he said, "We remember you before you had a service dog, and we remember you after. And we would really prefer that our daughter have the grandfather with the service dog instead of the one without." And that's what convinced me that I really should get a successor, which was Verna here. And Verna has been wonderful. She's been everything I could have hoped for.